The story of my childhood is a strange one. So strange that most people find it impossible to believe.
Art house cinema specialises in showcasing films that are more experimental or artistic rather than established conventional blockbuster films. Most films of the genre aim to emphasise on an artistic and creative direction rather than entertain the masses and make millions of dollars, unlike vast cinematic universes that would collapse completely without a large enough fan base and steady flow of money, with most art house films aimed at a niche audience. Some of art house's most known directors are David Lynch, Woody Allen, Alejandro Jodorowsky, and Stanley Kubrick. Forerunners of the genre include Italian silent film L'Inferno, D.W. Griffith's Intolerance, and the works of Russian filmmaker Sergei Einstein, who pioneered the montage era. These filmmakers influenced the development of the European cinema movements for decades, which would go on to become the mainstream norm. So now let's discuss why the art houses are dead. The most common criticism that is said about the genre was that it was too pretentious and the lack of a story, plot, or arc made it hard to follow and for some, enjoy. This relates to why the genre isn't on the front lines anymore, because the attention span in younger generations is shorter than ever, with films having the average runtime of 1 hour and 45 minutes. If a film doesn't have enough content to keep the attention span of the audience, it would be difficult to have recognition among the art house genre. My favourite director of them all is Alejandro Jodorowsky, the Chilean-French art house filmmaker. Jodorowsky normally puts the cinematography and the costumes as the appeal factor for most of his films, but with that being the main focus in most of his films, there's almost a metaphor with everything you see. Nothing has a basic meaning or gives you a basic understanding as to what it's meant to mean. It gives you the feeling of every scene having a deeper meaning, with no storyline to follow. This is evident in his film The Holy Mountain. This film leads a Christ figure and other disciples to a mountain of immortal wise men. The point of the film is mostly imagery, but it's still captivating. This is the film that inspired Kanye West's Yeezus tour, and it also gained praises from Jared Leto, Lady Gaga, and Marilyn Manson, who claimed it was a spiritual experience for him. Hello Elijah. I have a few questions for you today. My first question is, why, of all the genres of cinema and all of the genres of, well, anything, did you choose to make a documentary about art house cinema?
Because I'm like into cinematography, and that's what I want to do like in my future and stuff. So like that genre always like has, well, it's mostly based on visual and like getting captivation shots in like the films and stuff, and just showing off. I mean, that's why it has the like criticism of being pretentious. So it's like, I mean, even though that's mainly what it does, it just gives you a lot of knowledge and like opening your creative brain into trying out new things. So yeah.
Thank you. My next question is, even though the documentary had a focus on the comeback of the genre, do you think art house could really have a true comeback and rise to power that it used to?
It depends, because most of the directors are not making films to just be creative. They're making films to have the label of it, so it doesn't feel authentic when they do it. But you know, with like the new Parasite film, it was an authentic film and it had storylines, and it didn't try its best to like be this big thing that just has stunning visuals and everything. It took the storyline into a focus, it took everything to focus, and it made it something great. That's why, you know, it got the recognition it got.
Art house directors could take a page from this and give their stories and plots more direction, or in the case of Alejandro Jodorowsky, more interesting visuals, and give the viewer space to interpret what they could mean. But let's not ignore the other art house films that have engaging stories and directions, such as The Burial of Kojo, An Elephant Sitting Still, Manta Ray, and many, many more.